Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Sorcery. In the last session we made it, I don't know how, but we made it here to the north gate of Kare. The gate was opened by goblins. A goblin army then marched forth into the city to cause all kinds of mayhem, and we were confronted by Lord Lorag, who, well, seems to be some kind of a spirit. But anyway, he has basically told us we have two choices. We can continue on through the open gate and leave Kare to the fate of the goblins, but should we do so, he will curse us for the rest of our journey. Alternatively, we can go back with the information he has given us. He will do some kind of a time warp continuum, and we can obtain the spell lines and help Kare against the goblins. Now, he's had a wee think as Heinrich, and he doesn't really quite fancy being cursed for the remainder of his journey, considering that without being cursed, his fortunes haven't really been that great. And if they were to get any worse, well, let's just say things would be very grim indeed. So we are going to go back into the city and use the knowledge that we have to hopefully get things done. So as we look to the clues, first of all, we were handed some new clues. We were told about Lord Theta, who could well have one of the spell lines. He is a blind beggar and can be found in the ruins of the fallen quarter of the city. Lord Shinva is dead and buried, but his spirit may still haunt the crypts in the necropolis. Lord Mulus is one of the nobles, but we don't seem to know where he is. There was another... The Watchford for the Wall, Counter Pally Northgate spell. There was another clue. I read just before the start of the session. I read a clue that basically said there you go. The Shrine of Slang. Apologies. The priest at the Shrine of Slang might be able to help you find the spell lines to the gate. The shrine is located between the well and the docks in Lower Kare. So we know where Theta and Shinva are, but we're not quite so sure about Lord Mulus. So perhaps if we go to the Shrine of Slang to start with, we'll get as much information as we need. But anyway, I don't know how this is going to work, where it's going to put us, whether we start from here and go back through the city, or whether we're transported back to the very start as if we're going through the city again for the first time. We're going to find out right now as we continue our search for the spell lines. Okay, so we are going to help. The wizard nods, and we ready ourselves, whatever trickery he's going to do. He raises his arm and begins a spell. The raging goblins stand like statues. You feel yourself lifting up from your body as though you have been snatched away by birdmen. As you lift into the air, you hear Lorag cry out one last piece of advice. Find the lines and find the order of the lines. The order? Kare dwindles beneath you, and you feel your body growing weaker. Ah. So this gives us opportunity to teleport ourselves wherever we please. Now I'm tempted to start right back at the very beginning once again and go through in an ordered manner. Would seem to be the best bet, wouldn't it? So that's exactly what we're going to do. Oh right, yeah. So give us the opportunity to go back in time to continue our search right from this particular area. Yep, off we go. And here we are. Back in time. Can we use our knowledge that we have gained to earn coin for our fortunes to be more profitable? To obtain the spell lines? Let's find out. You are being wrenched in directions you did not know existed. The pain is unbearable, and just when you think you will go mad from it, the forces tear you apart. You struggle to grab onto your belongings and your very self as you tumble down from the clouds. And then you are awake. Your eyes open once more. Your surroundings have changed. Following the track for a few minutes, you reach a junction where 3 roads begin. These are the outskirts of Calray. Huts huddle like beggars on either side of the tracks leading uphill into the city port. Time to choose your road. Somewhere in the city must be the information you need to find the spell lines for the north gate that the sprite told you about. Oh, you remember this. Just at that moment, a cart rolls down the road from the right and careens around the corner to take the main road ahead. This time, however, the crates on it wobble but do not fall, and it disappears up the road, leaving nothing behind. Interesting. It seems not everything is fixed after all. So when we first came here, the cart lost the crate, we opened the crate and got a load of blimberry potions out of it. This time, it does not fall from the cart. Interesting. Okay. So we are in, I believe, this is classed as Lower Calray here, this lower area, I do believe. So, when we went up here, I don't think a great deal happened from memory. I'm having to rack my memory. There was this whole house situation, but the first clue, really, the first location that we want to go to, if we plot our path through the city this time. So we know where Shinvir is. That's fine. He's right at the very end. Ruins of the Fallen Quarter. So that's down here. So that's again quite near the end. So we get those two last. So the one that we're most interested in, really, is Lord Mulus. And to try and find Lord Mulus, we may need to get to this Shrine of Slang. So the shrine is located between the well and the docks in Lower Calray. The well and the docks in Lower Calray, and this shrine. So where's there a well? There's a well there, but the well and the docks in Lower Calray. Well, there's the docks. Mansion Row, Dwarf Town. So I don't know if it's actually up the middle path, or if it's somewhere up here maybe, between here and there. Could be that could well be a well. But we've been there, you can see we've been there before. Interesting. Interesting, 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 interesting. So between the well and the docks, they make it sound like there's only one well in the entirety of Lower Kare, which would indicate that it's this. So if it lies between that and the docks, then it's got to be up this path. I can't see any shrines here, really. That could be a well for all we know. There's something there in the road. Is that a shrine, maybe? Who knows? So the question is, how do we play this? Do we go up the same path that we went before and hopefully perhaps use the knowledge of previous actions to maybe get an advantage somehow? Or do we take the opportunity to actually go an alternative way and experience new things? Not really sure, but I think what I'm actually going to do, at least whilst we're on this side, is I'm not quite sure where this well is, where this shrine is. It says it's between that and the docks to find this place. So I'm actually going to go round and up through the Festival of Thieves, just because there's a potential well there. Could be a shrine somewhere in here. If not, then if we head straight up the road, we might come across the shrine, possibly. So I think we'll try that out. So we're going to turn right this time. You head right along a wide track until you reach a large hut. It is the only building on this path that is still standing. Either side are empty plots. Once the houses of the farmers who planted the fields to the north. They're now collapsed and thick with gripweed. It seems that here, in the shadow of the city wall, is not a place people choose to live. Okay, so we're going to look at the remaining hut. By the side of the door to the hut is a sign, delicately painted, Chainmaker. The door is just a crack ajar, and from within you hear a gentle tinkling sound, metal on metal, as though a creature in a chainmail dress was endlessly pacing the floor. You pause a moment longer and listen closely to the door, but there are no voices or footsteps from within, just the sound of chains. So we could go and visit the Chainmaker, we could walk on, or we could cut through the fields. Well, I think now is opportunity for us to try and get in as much information as we can here. We're not going to rush through, we're going to take our time, see if we can speak to people, obtain information, all that kind of nonsense. And, well, it doesn't seem dangerous. You push open the hut door and enter. It is dark inside. The floor is sawdust, and the air smells of oil, polish, and burnt metal. From the ceiling, hanging like ivy, are metal chains of all lengths and thickness, some suitable for machinery, some for oxen, and others for arms and feet. The chains shift and whisper to themselves. There seems to be no one here. There is another room beyond, its door hanging open. We could search the room, we could call out, go to the far door, or we can leave. Yeah, we'll call out, see if anybody's here. We did hear movement inside. Hello, is anyone there? You call. There's a shuffling beyond the far door, and then a figure emerges. It is the Chainmaker. He is a Sven, one of the race of Manorks from the village of Torapani. You what? He cries gruffly. You want chains? Okay, chains. I don't know why we would need chains. Is it a spell component, maybe? We have no coin, of course. You look around the shop at chain after unremarkable chain, but then one stands out, a short length of silver, which seems to move more energetically than those swaying on either side. The Chainmaker nods. Good chain, he says. Magic chain. What does it do? You ask. Magic, the stubborn creature replies. How much does it cost? He sizes you up, thinking you must be wealthy. 5 gold pieces. Don't want it. Well, we might. Well, yeah. Well, We might have taken it if we were rolling in cash. Could have been a spell component. Magic chain. Could have been a weapon, maybe. But we don't have any coin, and rather than admit that, Heinrich seems to be quite happy just to say he doesn't want it. And we know where the North Gate is now, so we shall just leave. We need some coin, don't we? We need some coin. Right, Heinrich's not going to trample over some fields. Not one's a good path here to take, so we're going to walk along the path. The land rises gently, a thin, meagre scrub broken by rocky outcrops like teeth through an infant's gum. Goats roam the slopes, paranoid, shifty creatures who flee at the sound of your footsteps. Suddenly, you could be back in the fields outside Tristatanti. This part of the city port is barely habited, so you are unlikely to find clues to the Northgate spell here. There will be more people to talk to near the docks. Your stomach rumbles with hunger, but you have no more food. You continue walking along the track and begin to hear the sound of a large crowd up ahead. There is some kind of market or fair happening further on, near the river. You pass a dirt track on the left that leads away across the fields. Through the fields or through the crowd? No, through the crowd, of course. It's a festival. We have no coin to spend on anything that might be fun or useful, but hell, opportunity may present itself. You continue along the road toward the noise. After a few minutes you are walking between tall poles and rippling coloured flags. People and creatures sprawl across the path and several tents have been erected, their poles joined together by more flags. You ease your way into the edge of the gathered crowd. It all looks good-spirited and fun, and with so many people here, perhaps you will pick up useful information about the spell lines. Yes, let's enjoy the music first of all. You wheel through the crowd, keeping your ears open for anything interesting, but most people in the centre of the field are arguing over where to go next, or lamenting how many gold pieces they have spent. You might do better to have a closer look at something. Okay. You walk to the south end of the fairground, midway. A boy with a barrel stands off to one side, and a dull-looking tent stands near the river. There are more exciting stalls further north. Let's have a look at the barrel boy. Yeah, asking what this festival's all about. The boy shrugs but says nothing. Okay, what are you selling? The boy points into his barrel but doesn't answer. A mute maybe. You peer into the barrel. It's full of small, hard apples. Most are blackened by disease, or else are shot through with maggot holes. Your apples are all rotten, you remark. The boy shakes his head, then picks one up from the barrel. He squeezes it hard in his fist, but nothing happens. Then he drops it sharply back into the bucket. Why don't you speak? You ask carefully. The boy shrugs but doesn't seem to want to answer. And how much is an apple? The boy holds up a single finger with one hand and all 5 of the other. Well, we have no coin. 1 gold piece for 5? I don't think so. I think it's 6 gold pieces for 1. Or 5 for 1 maybe. Anyway. Never mind, you mutter. You turn your back on the boy and head back to the midway. The fair spreads out all around you, a collection of booths and rings and tents all in stalls. Hawkers announce the various attractions at the top of their lungs. The general atmosphere is cheerful, with just a hint of violence. You approach the small tent. By the door, a young elven woman is collecting the entrance fee. 1 gold piece, she declares, winking at you. What's inside? Marco the Amuser, she replies, still smiling and winking. Perhaps there is something wrong with her other eye. He's very funny. 1 gold piece? No offence intended, you reply politely and step away into the fair. From across the field comes a murmur of excitement, and quite suddenly, A small tornado lifts a tent sharply up in the air and away. What? Let's move on. You push your way through the crowds to the very heart of the fair and look around at the attractions on offer. You have a beer tent, a dancing bear, and the top of the midway. Right, let's take a look in the beer tent. Just by the river is a low tent, surrounded by several stumbling figures. It could almost be a tent for dancing, except for the strong smell of brewed grain that drifts over the air. In the stall, a group of 3 half-goblin women are pouring mugs of beer and talking to the locals. A sign reads, 1 mug for 1 gold, 4 mugs, 6 gold. How does that work? Anyway, we don't even have 1 bloody gold. Talk to the bartender. You elbow your way to the bar and wave to attract the attention of one of the women. Greetings, she smiles. What can I do for you? Why are 4 mugs more expensive than buying 4 lots of one mug? Makes no sense. Isn't it cheaper to buy 4 separately? Oh no, the woman replies, smiling sweetly. It's a special offer, you see. 4 mugs for 6 gold pieces. Yeah, let's not get into an argument. You don't like the look of it, so you leave the crowd and walk away from the tent. Looking back, you notice a pipe running from the tent directly into the Jabberjay River. It seems the beer isn't beer after all. Con merchants. You cross the fair to join a crowd gathered at a safe distance around a dancing bear. A dwarf stands in front of the bear, holding a lead that is fastened to a ring in the creature's nose. See my beauty dance, he growls, jerking the cord. The bear stumbles around in obvious pain. As he tugs the cable, he plays a pipe with great gusto. The crowd are in stitches of laughter at the poor bear's performance. Okay, this doesn't sit well. This doesn't sit well with us. Oh my god, we're going to cause an uproar by freeing the bear here. Honour, good faith, who accepts both danger and misfortune without hesitation. This would obviously be danger. Trying to free a bear right now, and people are obviously enjoying the performance. What do we do? This is going to get us into a whole world of trouble. This is going to we have no... Oh, come on, Heinrich. Poor creature. It's awful. Perhaps there's a way to do this with a spell. The treatment of the creature is heartbreaking, and you wonder what the bear might do if the cord holding it back were cut. But there are several people in the way, and the dwarf is unlikely to let you near. This could actually cause more damage than it actually helps. He makes a good point. What if we free the bear? What if the bear goes on the rampage and slays a load of people? At least we have the best of intentions. Right, what spells can we cast? Oh hell, this is not going to be good, I tell you. Cock this up. Right, Zap is definitely not going to be the order of the day. Tell is no use. So Zap, Tell. We've got what, Nif, cause a stench. Nip, cause speed. Kid, create an illusion. Ah, bracelet of bone. We found a bracelet of bone in the last session, I think it was, and we turned it down, not believing it to be useful. Apparently, creates illusions, which could have been useful right in this moment, I think, possibly. Right, last one. Law. Control non-intelligent creatures. Well, I can't see goblins being classed as non-intelligent, nor the bear really. Not really sitting well. The only spell which may prove to be useful, I think, is actually Zap. It might cause some kind of a distraction, but it might also attack somebody. I don't know how he's going to use it, which doesn't really sit too well with me here. I don't think any of these spells are going to help us very well. So we're actually just going to try and create a distraction. Fire! You shout at the top of your lungs. Fire! The crowd look around in a mad panic, but see nothing. One starts to laugh, and then another. A third shouts, "That bear is on fire!" And the audience fall about laughing. Suddenly, a cry goes up from somewhere else in the audience. "My gold! My gold! Pickpocket! Beware! There is a pickpocket at work!" You and the rest of the crowd spin round towards the voice and see a small creature darting off away from the crowd and into one of the tents. Ooh, we need coin. Chance to play the hero, maybe be rewarded, or alternatively, get the coin back and keep it for ourselves. One way or another, it's an opportunity we can't miss. You elbow your way through the crowd, hoping to grab the pickpocket, but there are too many people in the way. By the time you have pushed to the edge of the crowd, the little figure has vanished. Someone shouts, "What's happening to the dwarf?" What is happening to the dwarf? You turn to see the dwarf and bear disappearing into the floor, as if they were sculptures of ice, now melting. Just illusions, perhaps? The crowd are out for blood now. It seems several of them have been robbed. Turning on one another, accusations of theft begin to fly this way and that. Things are turning ugly, and you are caught in the middle of it. Oh God. Do we try and see what we can get in the hubbub, in the hullabaloo? Be opportunistic, maybe? Or do we just get the hell out before we are crushed in the rush? So it seems as if, yeah, they've conjured this dwarf and bear using the illusion spell that we couldn't use because we don't have a bone bracelet. And whilst people have been distracted, they've been robbed. Oh dear. How very clever indeed. Do you know what? Because of our desperate state, and we're lacking gold and we're lacking rations, because of that, I think we're going to chance it. Ordinarily, we probably wouldn't do this, but we need some stuff here. We need sustenance, at the very least. In the tumult, you wait for an opportunity. In every fight, there will always be some gold pouches swinging low for the plucking. You are knocked about a fair bit as you wait, but finally you see a bulging wallet just inches from your grasp. Oh, but I wasn't really wanting to pickpocket somebody. I was just hoping to pick some coin off the floor or something, you know? No, we're not going to resort to theft. Look at the owner. Glancing, I know, although technically speaking, pilfering coin off the floor is actually still theft, but anyway. Glancing up at the owner of the wallet, you find yourself staring into the huge face of a mountain man. "You're a thief, are you?" the man asked. He's a huge man. He's probably not one to be reasoned with, really. You know, probably got a small brain. Let's just run for it. You turn and start to run, but the mountain man grabs your arm. "And where do you think you're going?" he demands. "I don't want to be robbed." Oh, shoot. Oh, we're in a fist fight. Oh, so it's one rule for you and another for the rest of us, is it? "I bet he's got plenty of gold on him," remarks another voice nearby in the crowd. It's a trigger that sends the mountain man, who has just been robbed himself, into a fearsome rage, and we are now in a fist fight. This is not good. Right, okay. Well, we're just going to go and pulverise him. Boom! The mountain man raises his stone-like fist defensively. You gulp and swing a punch for his Adam's apple. The mountain man chuckles with pleasure at escaping mostly unharmed. The muscles in his arm tighten. Right, well, we don't have enough now to attack, and I think he's probably going to go for more than 4.5, so we've got to block here. Boom! You drop back, lifting your fists. Let's see what that skull of yours is made of, he declares as he comes at you regardless. You block his hammered strong blows, leaving him panting. The mountain man steps back. See, when he said mountain man, I actually had visions of a mountain of a man. I think this is just a man from the mountains. I mean, he's not very mountainous, is he? Bless him. Right. Power refreshes more quickly. Even though we blocked, though, we didn't actually replenish our attack power that round. He steps back. I wonder if he's blocking now. Do I go for my entire power here? Or do I maybe go for a little bit less? No, I'm going to go for full power. Ah, he's blocked again. Bugger. You set your stance. Look out! Someone nearby calls, but it's too late. Leaping up, you grab him round the neck and pull down. The mountain man struggles violently, trying to shake you off, and you flail, knocking down other members of the crowd on either side. He lifts his guard to cover himself. He breathes with relief, still in one piece. He gestures for you to try and hit him. Is he blocking again? Oh, I'm confused. I'm not very good here, am I? I've got obviously more health now. I can afford to block one more time and see what he does. Alternatively, I could chance if he's gesturing for us to hit him, he's probably going to block. I could try and just do a really low one here. Clout, bash, thump, jab. Okay, this is risky, but I think he's going to block again. It makes no sense for him to block twice, though. Ah! Knew it was a risk. An instant later, the man is thundering down on you, readying a hefty punch. You lurch forward, but he is stronger. He thumps you hard. You shake your head to clear the fog. The mountain man paces left. Right, now I'm going full beans. Oh, he's blocked again! Enough of this! You shove him backwards into the cloth canopy of a tent. Quickly, he covers himself. The mountain man stops and spits blood into the dirt. You little rough rat! The mountain man growls. Right, okay. He's going to hit me again. With more than 5.4? I'd probably say so. Block. Ugh! You circle away from the mountain man. He lumbers towards you carelessly. You deflect his haymaker blows, leaving him gasping. He circles right. Okay. Every time he's done a hit, he's followed up with a block, right? Every time he's done a powerful shot, he's blocked afterwards. So I'm going to chance it again. And go... not full power, but I'll go 3.7. Okay, he did block. You narrow your eyes, you grab him by the scruff of his neck, and then knee him in the groin. He ducks and avoids the blow. The mountain man sneers at you, and now we're going to go for full thump. Boof! You maintain the momentum. You grab a nearby bottle and break it against his head. The final punch makes the mountain man head spin. Oh, never mind, he curses, throwing up his hands. Keep your gold, Faith. With that, he stomps away, punching a few other people as he goes. A fair fist fight. You slither your way back out of the crowd to the main part of the fair. Okay. So we've emerged from that scuffle, with a bloodied nose and no extra gold. Oh my god. Oh, dear me. We had probably about 2 opportunities there to get some coin. We could have followed the thief a bit further, or we could have tried to grab that man's coin purse. We've ended up with nothing but cuts and bruises. Typical Heinrich. You walk to the north end of the fairground midway. The fair continues from here and a road leads away uphill. A musician. You head over to where a crowd are watching a troupe of dancers who spin and swirl in time to a lively tune. There is something quite hypnotic about the performance. Oh dear, is this another ruse to pick our pockets? Well, there's nothing to pick. We will keep watching. The pitch builds and the music speeds up. The crowd clap and stomp their feet, and you find yourself clapping along as well, quite enjoying the show. The dancers are now twirling into the audience, pulling onlookers into the dance. One is getting quite close to you. Oh, to hell with it. We've just been in a fight. We need to unwind. We get the sudden urge to join in. You grab the outstretched hand of the dancer, who whips you away into the centre of the crowd. The music grows in tempo, and soon you are swirling, sky-wheeling overhead, thrown from one partner to the next. Onlooking creatures cheer and whoop and clap their claws together, and for a brief moment you feel like you are the toast of all Carre. Now, ordinarily we've got nothing in our coin purse, but I'm gonna say this just in case it includes other stuff in our pack that we don't want to go missing. Then you realise as you pass from one dancer to the next, your gold purse could be snatched at any moment, so you grab hold of it and keep it safe. But in doing so, you stop watching what you're doing. When the next dancer hurls you across the circle, you trip, landing in a messy heap. Spectating creatures laugh and jeer. Eventually, the music fades and the dance finishes. One of the dancers comes over to sit beside you. "I hope you're not too bruised, friend," he says. "Some people find the thieves' dance too fast for them." "The thieves' dance, you ask?" The musician shrugs. "It's just a name." He looks you over with a canny eye. "Well," he says, "I don't think you're going to cause any trouble for us, are you? Enjoy the rest of the festival, and try to stay upright this time." He heads off into the crowd. Oh well, a bit of fun. Enjoyable. Bare knuckle fighting. We have no stamina. I wonder if we should actually drink a blimberry potion at this point. There could be coin to be won here though. You know what? A chance to win coins in a bare knuckle fight? Drink a dose of blimberry, right, 6 stamina. Could also pray for extra healing, but I think I might want to leave this just in case things go horribly wrong. Let's have a look. You cross the fairground to a wrestling ring. A ruffian inside is announcing the current challenge. "People of Carre, are you ready for a fight? In the white corner we have our challenger, Anvar the Barbarian." The crowd cheers and whoops, and we look over Anvar. He's about half as tall as you again, with sheets of muscle on his arms and legs, but he is probably lighter than the ogre, which will mean he has less momentum. Or maybe we have to bet on the outcome. And in the black corner, the brawling champion of Carre. They call him Skull Splitter the Ogre, Kagu of Dadoulé. The ogre looks as thick as any ogre you might meet, but he is made of solid muscle, his arms and legs like the twisted bark of trees. "Challenger, are you ready?" demands the ruffian. Anvar nods and beats his chest. We can't bet, unfortunately, so we'll just ask somebody about the fight, see what's going on here. You attract the attention of a nearby member of the crowd. "Tell me," you ask, "what are the rules of the fight?" "No rules," giggles the man in reply. "That's what makes it so entertaining." "No weapons," another man puts it. "That's the only rule." On the platform, the ruffian turns to the ogre. "Champion, Are you ready? The beast appears to nod, not to understand the question, but scratches his armpits. The ruffian nods. And who can challenge exactly? The man shrugs. Anyone crazy enough to want to get their head smashed in. The ruffian steps into the centre of the ring and drops his arms. Let the fight begin! The crowd roars, ready for the fight. The barbarian in the white corner growls and beats his chest. The ogre raises his fists into the air and shakes them. Well, we'll just watch. We haven't got a bet on this, so there's no need for us to interfere. You hang back and watch. The ogre roars with rage and powers forward against the barbarian, landing a mighty blow. Now, the ogre looks on good form. But then, the barbarian comes back with an unexpected thump. You can't look away. Finally, it is all over. With a single throw, Skull Splitter the ogre throws Anvar the barbarian clear out of the ring. The crowd go wild. Inside the ring, the master of the fight raises the ogre's fist in the air. Who challenges our champion? The prize is 10 gold pieces. Holy flipping cow! He can't help himself. I do! He shouts, oh God. Then he probably puts his hand on his head and thinks, what the hell have I done? But 10 gold pieces? We've gone through this entire fair without being able to buy a single thing. We're as broke as can be, and we are sick of it, to the point that we have just put ourselves into a very dangerous situation. Holy cow. I challenge him, you cry, and immediately regret your decision. All eyes turn to look at you. The fight master beams. We have a stranger taking the challenge, he declares. Let him through. Right. More, I'm going to pray for healing here. Gives us 11 stamina. I'm thinking of even taking another Blimberry potion. How many have we got left? 2 doses. Right, we'll try with 11. Let's touch and go. The crowd parts and you are helped up into the ring. Under his breath, the fight master outlines the rules. A fair fight, no magic, and pound your opponent until they can't stand. Ready? He asks. Look over the ogre. You risk a glance at your opponent. He is a hulking brute, like all ogres, a creature who could almost be made out of stone. In the black corner, the ruffian announces. Skull Splitter. In the white corner. The ruffian turns to you and hisses, what should I call you? The Analander. The Analander! The crowd cheers. The crowd begin to furiously place bets. You can hear them discussing your relative merits. He looks feeble. Looks like a maniac to me. You ready your fists. Oh boy. He has a weapon. I thought it was no weapons. I have no clue how to start this, but we're going to probably start this off with a block, just because we have more health than him. I'm thinking that we block, get him to waste some of his energy, start off on the defensive, maybe a little bit taken aback by his nature. He just starts off with a very low attack, a little bit of a prod. The ogre raises his fist in the air and makes a roaring noise. That brings a similar response from the crowd. You drop down into a ready crouch, knees bent, arms wide, ready to react. It hits out with a lazy swing of its colossal fist. Clearly it thinks you are no serious threat. Just toying with me, perhaps. Okay. Do I go full smashy here? Full smashy? He's got plenty of thingy left to use. I can't see him blocking now. Oh! Readying a forceful blow, you hurtle forwards. The ogre blocks your blow. Right, he's still got a full bar of stuff. It's our turn to block. Oh, stalemate. You drop in a defensive crouch. The ogre watches you stupidly in return. It's holding back. Someone in the crowd is shouting your advice. Take out his knees! So it takes 2 turns for that to replenish. So he's still got a full bar. Oh my god, he's prodded me again. What is he doing? You stay low. The ogre tries a weak punch, but you escape its grip. Ah, come on! Boom! But it only does 1 damage. Holy cow. Preparing a heavy swing, you charge for your opponent. The ogre turns away as though not seeing the blow will stop it landing. It beats its huge muscled chest and roars. I mean, we could just go block, let him attack us, we attack him. Block, let him attack us, we attack him. And we've got more health than him. We'll come out victorious. Okay, he's coming for a big blow now. He's roaring, he's beating his chest. He's being hit a couple of times, probably taking us more seriously now. He's coming with a big swinger here. Block. Oh! Boom! You drop back defensively. Your suspicion is well founded. A moment later, the ogre charges forward with all its body weight. It knocks you back a short way. Right, he's probably going to block now. I don't think he's got more than 4.5. I don't think he's going to do another big hit here. Got to be very careful though, because if he overpowers us, he's probably going to go down to round about here. So he's probably got more than me. I'm going to chance it 4.5. Oh, he blocks. Moving swiftly, you aim for his heart. The ogre drops into a defensive crouch, moving with more speed than you'd expect. And it takes 2 turns to replenish, so he's probably still a little bit lower. So I think we can go again. Going for 6.8, thump. Boof! Crack him in the chops. You strike again, mustering a lumberjack blow. You lunge at the ogre, and as the ogre swings for your head, the ogre stumbles, suddenly crashing into the ropes at the side of the ring. A gasp goes up from the crowd. It looks as if the Analander is winning. Right. Now it's replenished. Probably to around about there, I'd guess. Block. You drop your weight and watch the ogre closely. The ogre pounds at you with heavy fists, but you dodge the force of the blow. Right. That's wasted some, right? That must have wasted some. 4.5. Buff. We'll get another charge. Moving quickly, you go into straight lunge for the eye. The ogre deflects your fists. The ogre howls with rage as it stumbles and hits the mat. For a moment, you even think it might stay down, but then, slowly like a crumbling cliff, it picks itself to its feet once more. It steps backward across the ring, putting space between you. He's rocked, and we move for the killer blow. Boof! You lunge forwards again, readying a forceful swing. You hurtle forwards. The ogre staggers back, gasping, its stupid eyes blinking in surprise. Summoning the last ounce of strength in your arms, you raise your hands, linked in a fist, and bring them down, knocking the ogre out cold. Well, 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 Heinrich, you surprise us! You stagger from the ring, the crowd cheering for you, and collect your winnings. We're no longer broke! It's a miracle! We've got money! Should we buy some rotten apples? With our newfound fortunes? On that victory, I'm going to end the session here. So Heinrich's got a decision to make. With his newfound fortune, does he save it? Or does he head back into the foray and maybe put some of it to good use? Find out next time as we continue our way onwards. Well, ultimately, amongst the fun and games of the fair, we do have something serious to do. We are trying to find the Shrine of Slan. We'll get there eventually. But there's nothing that Lord Lorag didn't say, said that suggested we shouldn't have fun on the way. So until next time, see you soon.